got his loader running over there. There they are. There they are in the corner. It's working. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I see. Sorry guys, my battery died and I didn't bring any others with me to pick these up, so we only got a little squirt on my phone of some recording, but they're home. We had to put this big heavy piece at the front because I could actually lift the front of this trailer up. The center point of these is right here, behind the axles. So it was doing this, and yeah, it was lifting up that front, so that was no good. We put that up there, I'm good. Anyways, I gotta bring that back to the guy. I'll do that later, but I don't know how I'm getting these off yet. Let's go bring the excavator down here, I guess, and see what happens. For the record, I know what I just said was scary with the weight being where it is. I was literally 1.5 kilometers down the road. It wasn't a big deal. They're heavy, but they're surprisingly more manageable than I thought. Notice this too, they must have had a post or something on the end here. It's in a weird spot. They've all got that. And then the other end looks like that. So we've learned a couple things. They're light, which is really cool. I'll be able to deal with them. They're also huge. I don't know where to go with them. I think I might back the truck up back over there, and then I can put this one up there, drive the truck back forward, load them, unload them, I guess, and then I can get the truck out of the way. I don't know how I'm getting them up top yet. Not a clue. My concerns of getting them up are a lot less now if I can figure out a way to strap them to the excavator securely. I just gotta get one more off the trailer, that I can get this Dodge out of the way. Now I gotta figure out how to get the dually out of here with that in the way, these in the way. Oh yeah. I'm glad I got this lifting strap. That should make things easy for you on this end. So I can do that. I can do that.
As long as it doesn't slip off.
It won't. Yeah. We got Ma and the Bobcat. Perfect. Okay. So she knows if I flash the lights twice, it's go. If I flash them 3 times, it's stop. Hopefully it works. 40 feet long. Everything's going well though. I got my trusses home. So I think the last time I had the camera out here, it was pitch black and you couldn't see a thing. So this is what it turned out to look like. And then I just placed this one a few minutes ago, so that's how wide my shop's gonna be. And then, so the way this is gonna work, there's gonna be an end wall at the back, and then the first truss, everything's going to be spaced at 12-foot spacing. So from there to here, 12 foot is going to be 1 truss, 2 truss, 3 truss in the middle, and then where that one is going to be an end wall, and then there's going to be an end wall here. So that'll give us a big wide open space in the middle of this, and give me a shop, I guess. I don't really know how I plan to film this. I want to get as much filmed of building this shop as possible. Then you can see what I've got going on, and I can hopefully have this up before winter. That'd sure make me happy. My goal, I guess, first is to take this auger that I bought. There'll be a video on that coming soon too, or maybe it's already out by the time I post this. Yeah, my very first step, I guess I'm just going to start in this corner, because it's the closest to the property line. Where those rocks are, I'm just going to auger a hole. And that'll be my starting point of progress, I guess. I'm building a pole barn. So I'm going to put just trees essentially right in the ground, and then set beams on top of the trees, and then set these trusses on top of those beams. Everything I'm going to be doing is big. I'm doing it all by myself. I know it's going to come up too, if anyone asks or is wondering. I paid $2,000 a piece for these. There's no paperwork or anything with them. I'm just sticking them up as they are. They're 1/4 inch or even 3/16 steel with a webbing in the middle. They're going to be strong. They came from some sort of an industrial building up here, which, if it's got the snow load rating that I think it does, we're good. As long as the trees I use don't have any trouble. But according to my specs from my builder, my friend, he does heavy construction for a living. He said if I put in trees that are 12 inch at the base, as long as they're at least 8 inch at the top, we're fine. So let's measure these trusses and see what they actually are. 8 inch, perfect. So that'll sit right on top of an 8 inch beam, and 8 inch post, and 8 inch, 8 inch, 8 inch, etc, etc, etc. So 12 inch at the bottom of my post isn't going to be the most crucial. The 8 inch at the top is. I gotta wonder, these being engineered steel trusses, it's got this big thick addition on the top of this side, and I got no clue why. The other side is open like this, so there's a comparison. I don't get it. It's not a big deal to me. I'll make it work. It's just funny. I wonder why. If anyone knows why this section here would be really thick, let me know in the comments. Okay, I got it moved out of the way for now. I might actually need to move this front one back just a little bit. It's not going to let me auger holes right here, but that's really what I need to start with. I need to get a hole in the ground, I need to get a tree in the ground, and I need to do that like 30 more times. Oh, 16 trees in the ground, I guess, is going to be what I put. There's a hole hitting some stuff, but we're getting in there. Cool. We have a 4-foot hole. Here. So if I put 22-foot long trees in the ground, I'll end up with an 18-foot roof. I've got a series of 22-foot trees over there, so that could work. It's got a still easy start, so it's on an elastic in there. Okay, now I can figure out how tall I want this roof. want to do an 18-foot roof, I think. But I might do a 20-foot roof. So what I'm going to do here is measure off 20 feet, hack it off with the chainsaw, stick it in the hole, and see what it looks like up top, and then I can pull my dump truck back here and raise the box and see if it'll be enough. So because I've got a 4-foot hole in the ground, I'm going to cut that off at 20 foot long, at 24 foot long, which will give me 20 feet above ground. Okay, 20-foot roof height check. That's way up there. On one hand, that's really cool. I like that a lot for a ceiling height. At the same time, that's up there. If I knock 2 feet off of that, I don't like doing it normally, but let's start my dump truck and back it up in here and lift the box and just see what it looks like. So even 20 feet's not enough for all the way up. I can't really see. Let's grab my drone. We'll check the height of the box from that point, figure out where we want to be with the height of this thing. So that's a 24-foot long post right now, which means the roof height, so the ceiling height, is 20 feet. The box is all the way up, which it doesn't have to be to work on it by any means. I've got it set up like this just to have a look here and see what happens. I've got to replace the gimbal camera ribbon cable on this thing. It goes all funky. We'll see if it works. Hopefully you can see it on the screen here. Nice, it's working. So we'll just give it a minute to connect to a satellite and put it up in the air. To fly this thing, you just hold the buttons in like this. It'll spin the props out. Now it knows that it's next to the truck here, so it's not happy about that, but just fly it a little bit. Now we're recording with the drone, so we're just going to go up here. We're just looking for the top here and the top of that stick. So that stick is right here where my thumb is. Make this so you can see it. So the stick is right here and the top of the box is over here. So the top of the box is much higher. First thing I'm going to do is lower the box down. If I had to work on the truck right now, I could. It's not annoying at all to get at the back at all the wiring. So there's our stick right there. We're just going to move the drone over back this way. So it's in line with the top of the stick. Now I'm going to rotate the drone. Now it's looking at the front. So it's got a ton of room for the height of the box. That's a 20-foot ceiling. So that gives us, again, hopefully you can see this. The drone footage will be on there. But that gives us a ton of room. So rotate this back around and we should see our stick. Yep, right there. So that gives us lots of room. I'm gonna take this down. We're gonna knock this down to 18 feet. and have a look at the truck where it is now. So let's land this drone quick. Thinking here, so I've cut this down to 18-foot ceiling. It's 22 feet long now, 4 foot in the hole, 18-foot ceiling. My thinking here is I can mill 16-foot lumber, so I can come down with wood walls if I choose to, with 16-foot lumber, and just go up and down the side of the walls like that, instead of having to buy material, and then I've only got a 2-foot space at the bottom to do something with. It's my thought right now. Oh, how I wish the big poles will be that easy. Okay, that's my 18-foot ceiling. That's what I think I'm gonna go with. And just looking at it, it's 2 feet shorter. It doesn't, I don't know, in my mind, it doesn't look ridiculous. I'm building this from scratch. I'm building 40 by 48. It's huge. And I'm doing it myself. Like, my next step here is to put a tree in the ground. It's gonna go up, so we're looking left, we're looking right, we're coming down, so the vision of this camera, which should be perfectly level, it's a drone, we're gonna turn, so 18 foot puts that pretty much against the ceiling. That's not a bad thing, because what's gonna happen, I'm also gonna put beams on top of these, which are going to be about 8-inch thick. So if that's perfectly in line like that, it looks like it might be. So we're looking at it here. Now we're assuming a perfectly smooth turn. Yeah, beep, 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 I know. Yeah, that truck fits. So that's my height. I'm going to go 18 because we're going to go a little bit on top of those, and I think that'll be fine. Plus, with these inside, there'll be spacings in between, so I'm happy with that. So 18 foot's definitely the height I'm gonna go. Put Louise back and then pull the excavator up and lift it up and see where it sits on the pole. I'm just trying to plan ahead so everything's safe in the future. I'm not really going to be able to get much farther until I get more holes spec'd out where they're gonna be. I'll mark them off this one. This is my base hole, so I just need to go left and right and up and down and back and forth and stuff. So my thought here was just simply to make sure that I could reach the roof with the excavator if there was ever so much a need. I might be putting these trusses up this way, so I needed to make sure I could go that high, and I can. And it's not hard. And these trusses are light, and that doesn't really scare me, so I think we're good. And that's max height. So I've got so much room here with an 18-foot ceiling. I can get my dump truck box up enough that I don't think I'll be annoyed. These trusses are 2 feet tall as well, so as long as I can position the dump truck box so the box comes up in between the trusses, I'd be fine. That'll let me, for whatever reason, get on the roof all the way around, pull snow off if I have to. I think 18 is just going to be my height. I have a good feeling about 18. That's what we're doing. We're out here the next day. I've got these rocks in place with a laser. Everything's measured exactly 12 feet center. I've got my lines painted just for reference now, but they are where they're going to be. So that's in the ground at 4 feet. That's 18 feet tall. This wall is straight by laser. So this little DeWalt laser, it sucks. It's awful, I hate it. Past, I can see my 12-foot mark fine. My 24-foot mark I can barely see. And then right at the end, I've got to shade my hands around. I've been using these pieces of paper, so I'm kind of like shading my hands and hood around everything, trying to get it to work. But I got it to work for one wall. Once I get all these holes drilled, I'll move on to staking out the back wall. I want to do this in sections because if I find a hole that fights, things might end up moving. I'm playing with an auger in land of the rocks. I pulled all these out when I was digging this. Like, if I hit one of those, it's not going to go anywhere. So yeah, we're keeping our fingers crossed. There's 16 holes to dig. I don't expect all 16 to go smoothly. I will more than likely end up renting a breaker at some point for this. I really hope I can avoid that, but either that or I just use the excavator and dig a 4-foot deep hole. That's not the end of the world either. It just means more backfilling and making sure it's straight and sturdy. So we'll play it as ear. We'll see what happens. Anyways, I will touch base again when I figure out more. I'm just doing my due diligence, making sure everything's spaced out right. That one is at like 13 somehow, so I'm just going to remeasure from here to there. But those two are nice. Those two are 12, so I don't know if that hole moved over. We're just going to double check, but everything's going to plan. That third hole's not the deepest yet. I got to get a tool to go down and pull stuff out I can't reach anymore. As I'm putting this video together, I realized the rain you see was not supposed to last. I don't know how long that's been screwing me up, but with any luck I can get this hole where I want it now. have to add a little bit of fill to here. I got a dip now, but if I can get the hole in the ground, I can fill in around it later. Plus side, that's an easy way to get down deep. Come across, it's probably about the same as the rest of it. That'll do. Try over there now. Well, this sucks. It's officially beyond the point of working it. It's starting to cool. Darn it. And that spot there that I had to dig out is going to be a pain, I can tell. That's going to get soft now. I feed it in with the excavator real well, but it shouldn't have an exposed hole through it with water, so see what it looks like tomorrow, I guess. 4:30 in the afternoon. I was going to go till like 6:30 when it gets dark, but I guess I am done for the day. Pretty glad I got this little tent. I can hide in it, but yeah, I think my day's done. I can either wait this rain out and work in the mud. I was just going around trying to get this thing square. I've got my string line set up. I was just doing some measuring, so can't compete with Mother Nature. I can see some blue coming though. Maybe we'll get lucky. To be honest, this is the one I was worried about. Yeah, see, that's the problem. Look way down there where the water's spilling through it. Bugger. We've had a collapse. That's alright. Not good, guys. That rain was pretty detrimental. It rained a lot more than I thought it would, a whole lot more than the forecast was calling for. And look what we're left with. It looks like the water is actually going down in them, believe it or not, but we're not doing much with them today. I've poked a stick in them and they're all probably 2 feet deep now. All the soil's fallen in them. Yay. Yay, so everything I did yesterday was pretty much a waste. I got the excavator going. We're just going to get rid of this puddle, and I'm going to dig a bit of a better drainage into this corner, I think. Might help with some of that in the future, if it doesn't have a place to run into and sit. Eventually I'm going to dig a perimeter drain around the outside and down the front and go into that ditch, but I haven't got there yet, so fix what we can. Well, if that is draining, it's taking its sweet time. As are these ones, but I've got a drainage ditch dug, so that's gonna drain there, and then if it rains again. Okay, as I was saying before my battery died, yeah, I've got all this draining on this side. Unfortunately, it's gonna intersect where a post is going. So I'm going to either have to bury a pipe or fill this in. I really wanted to deal with my drainage after. I never even thought of it, to be honest. Typical Mike fashion. Everything's got to go wrong. And this time it's kind of my fault, but I don't know. I wasn't expecting 2 feet of rain. Or 4 feet of rain. Filled the holes. So, whatever. At least this puddle's gone. This will dry up fairly soon, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I'll update you later. Well guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. This was a brutal point in the shop build. This broke me a little bit. Having my entire day's work not only be wasted, but having the entire shop floor compromised was just a bit of a stretch for me. The project was on hold for quite a while after this. I think it was September 20th I was filming here. And the next time I worked on the shop was in October. So it sure took a lot of motivation to get going again after that rainstorm. But we got going, and if you stay tuned, next week I'll show you how much farther we got. Cheers guys. Have a good one.